Hi, my name is Masha. I'm 7 years old. I'd like to tell you a story about my elder sister. We live in the Urals, in a small but charming town. My parents work at a factory. My pretty and cheerful sister has recently finished school and received a medal. Mom says that this medal opens all doors and my sister can become anyone she wants. We celebrated school graduation. Dad even put the coin into a lemonade glass and made my sister drink it, saying that she had to have a celebratory drink. However, soon our lives changed. It all started with a letter from my sister's friend. I never liked this friend of hers. She always made stupid jokes about me and asked weird questions. For example, she thought it was funny to ask me how many boyfriends I had, or if I ever kissed a boy, as if she didn't know that I was too small for such things. When that girl visited my sister, I usually hid in the closet to avoid meeting her. But they were friends since childhood, and my parents got used to her. My sister's friend went to Moscow as soon as she finished school, and then decided to stay there. I heard the two of them whispering about checking out the place, but I didn't understand what they were talking about. Then the girl moved to Moscow and sent a letter to my sister. After reading that letter, she wanted to go to Moscow either. Mom and Dad didn't allow her to go, but my sister was persistent. She said, "I want to be a singer. You know that I play the guitar and my voice is good. I won so many contests. You can't make me stay." Pavel, who was her friend from school and was secretly in love with her. Kids from school sometimes teased them, saying that they were going to marry. Also tried to convince her to stay. Mom cried a lot. Finally, my dad gathered us all at home and said that if my sister really wanted to try her luck, she could do that and we should help her. Mom packed my sister's bag and Dad registered a bank card so she could get money. We all accompanied my sister to the train to Moscow. Even Pavel came. Still, he didn't approach us and never said goodbye to my sister. She left. She called a few times after the arrival of Moscow and told us she was okay. But then something happened and she stopped calling. Dad even went to the police asking them to find her. However, they told him to wait for a couple of days. The next morning, Dad received a message from her. "Please, help." Mom collapsed. As soon as she was better, Dad rushed to our friends and neighbors to borrow some money to go to Moscow. Dad left. It was just Mom and me. Dad called and said that the police and he were looking for my sister. A few days later, he sent us a text that he could find her and soon they would be home. We were so happy about it. We were at the train platform when we saw my father helping a girl coming down. It was my sister, but I could barely recognize her. Mom put her arms around my sister and began crying. When we got home, my sister locked the door to her room. Mom tried to come in, but she didn't let her. Dad said that she needed to be alone for a while. My parents went to the kitchen and closed the door. I sat on the floor behind the door and started looking. Dad said that my sister's friend had sold my sister to some gangsters, and they beat her and did all kinds of bad things to her. The police couldn't find her, but he was lucky because a woman helped my sister to escape. The police didn't catch the gangsters. The next morning, I met a few elder kids on my way to school. They laughed and asked me how many men my sister had fooled around with while she was in Moscow. I told them that they were stupid and my sister went to Moscow to be a singer. They kept laughing. I don't know why. My sister didn't leave her room for a week. Dad told her to go to the police and tell them everything. She took his advice, but when she returned, she locked the door again. I heard her sobbing. Dad started drinking, and when he was drunk, he promised to kill the bastards. I asked my mom who were those bastards, but Mom just said that the police couldn't help us. Mom and Dad argued all the time. I was alone and no one wanted to talk to me. Pavel came to visit my sister a few times, but she made him leave. I felt sorry for him too. One day, I came home from school and noticed that my sister wasn't at home. I was happy that she had finally decided to go for a walk. It had been weeks since she was out. But then Mom arrived and said that we had to pack my sister's things and go to the hospital. I asked her what had happened and she told me that my sister went to the river to have a swim and nearly drowned. Pavel saved her. I was surprised because it was December. Why would she want to swim when it was so cold? I asked my mom about it, but she only freaked out. When we got to the hospital, we saw my dad. Then we all entered the ward where my sister was. Pavel was there holding her hand. She said quietly, "Mom, please, forgive me." Mom burst into tears and thanked Pavel for saving my sister. We all are fine now. No one asks me about my sister's visit to Moscow. And even those who asked before tried to pass me by with their eyes on the ground. Dad stopped drinking. Pavel visits my sister almost every day, and they are going to enter a college together. Yesterday, I heard her singing and playing the guitar. Dad said, "It's a pity that we understand who makes us happy only when we lose him or her." I think I will not go to Moscow when I grow up. Moscow is bad. If you like the 7-year-old girl's story, please click the like button and leave your comments.